I need a flashlight to look up
Oh,
in
it's
there.
all right. I know what's in there. I
Yeah, I
just
was
always
just-
want to see.
I was just wanting to. I was just wanting to document it actually.
Just hear water.
Yes, it's to hold the scarf in place.
Oh, is that what those are for?
Yeah,
Okay. Basically,
just a little bit of Velcro to keep that
standard.
keep the scarf in place while I'm playing, so that my left hand doesn't, or my left arm doesn't destroy the wood on that side.
Right.
And it's not. It serves a decorative purpose as well because it's a tartan. Although I think it's a Gordon. It's either a Gordon or a Campbell.
Sure. This is just really irritating. This is like working on a car, kind of.
Yeah.
Not as dangerous, perhaps.
Yeah, fewer moving parts and fewer hot things.
Yeah, if we have something hot in here, there's a problem.
Yep.
Okay, well, so I'm on it. Now, point the camera away while my third arm will sprout from my chest.
Violate the laws of physics.
The mutant son of a baked beans. Okay, let's see.
I figured that would be a bit of a trick getting that thing in there.
Well, I want to chew up here.
Yeah.
You know, for a great deal of my life, that was not an option. You don't want to wear shit like that when you're working on machinery. So
Yep.
it's a good way to lose extremities.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another reason that I don't wear it is because I hope to spend more time with my remaining limbs.
I was unaware that you were missing any.
No, they all remain.
Oh, okay.
And it is my intent that
Well,
that they continue to do so.
By referring to them in that way,
Yeah. Well, they're all remaining.
a whole line of inquiry that just comes.
It's actually borrowed from Harry Potter, where they say, Professor so-and-so has retired so that he may spend more time with his remaining limbs.
Yeah.
It's like, what? What happened there? Yeah.
That's it. Okay. Starting to smell stuff. Good stuff coming from.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm noticing it as well.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Now, this is actually a good time for this. Oh. Really? There we go. thought we went. Really? Yeah, see, I thought this was really cool. This is a clever little deal where you can, this is actually like a locking
Yeah.
thing. And it would be clever if it worked. I mean, the idea was cool, but the execution.
It looks like you almost need to have a surface to pound it in against.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to do that because then I won't get it off, and I have to have it. I have to have this length
To actually install it.
to actually put torque on it.
Yeah. It would probably require wrenches to get it off. If you were to knock it on there like that.
Okay. Alright. So. That's in there. Yeah, I need to back that little out just a frog here. Come on, I know. There. Okay. So. There, that's good. Now. Okay, let's see. No, they're on the other room.
Ah.
Irritating thing about this is that there's not, or very few parallel surfaces.
Yeah. You almost have to put some sort of a cloth on it to.
Well, no, I'll manage that. What I'm trying to get is see, this is not, they do all kinds of, he does all kinds of interesting things with it to rectify the fact that these things aren't really straight.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
They physically can't be, because that's what's necessary for the thing to work. It's just mechanically required that these things be in a certain angular relationship, but it's not satisfying to the eye. You look at it and you think that at any moment it's going to erupt, or something, make known its discomfort.
It doesn't intuitively look as sound as it is.
You're still making the assumption that it is that sound, actually, but it is. But you have to. It's a balance. It's a balancing thing, you know. It's just, damn it. Trying to bring these things together without.
Well, I'm glad that it's not glue that holds it together. I'm glad that it's held together.
Oh
mechanically.
no, it wouldn't. Shit,
Yeah.
it
It would come apart.
it couldn't exist that way.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Know what I think. Okay. That gives us a little freedom. Which is immediately
Rewarded.
represented right there.
Yeah. Yeah. I see.
Okay?
Yeah, it's pulled together.
It's because this thing had to do this in order for these things to come together.
Right.
Okay?
And having
being
that tightened.
held tight down at this end.
Yeah, it was preventing it from doing what it needed
Gives you
to
an
do.
idea how stiff that all is.
Yeah.
You know that with a clamp, you know, which provides a pretty good amount of force, I wasn't able to bring them together.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay.
What I'm enjoying about documenting this is the scientific process. You know, because it's all, well, that doesn't work. Well, maybe if I do this, this will work, and here's why.
Well, I mean, I've been doing this long enough that it's no longer like a thought
Yeah.
process like that. It is a thought process,
Yeah,
but it happens
It happens without
in the background.
yeah, it happens without being subvocalized. You know, you're not actually speaking these things through in your head. You're just
Well, and they happen simultaneously.
yeah.
You know, it's more like intuition at this
Yeah.
point in my life, I think. Actually, I think it's always kind of been that way.
Well, intuition is a critical part of the scientific process. It's all the other parts that took so long for people to get.
Yeah. Come on.
And one of the things that I remember reading was that pretty much everything that we use in science, you know, every basic principle of how to think rationally, was developed by Aristotle. But he also developed, or was worded by Aristotle. However, he also worded a lot of other nonsense. And so the progress in science since the Hellenistic period has not been so much figuring out what to do as it has been figuring out what to not do. You know, it's like, yeah, these processes will give you erroneous results. Don't use them. Yeah.
It's no guarantee that they're going to stay this together.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but I want to put them in the right position and then clamp it all down, and then
Yeah.
you know, we'll see what we see. Because when you brought it to me, it was
Yeah, there was a gap
it
there.
was significantly skewed, you know, and
Yeah, there was a big gap there.
every possibility that there's going to be another gap, but it won't be the same, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, it had that gap from the time that I got it to the time I brought it here, so if it does, that doesn't mean that it's going to become structurally unsound. Since
Oh no! It's
I've had this thing for more than 20 years, and this is the first overhaul that's been done on it. Did you ever find where he signed it on the inside?
oh yeah, I saw that.
That was interesting that he signed it in pencil.
Well,
And that's been there all this time.
that's because I'm sure he signed it with. I don't remember when it was.
1977.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The frequency of ballpoint pens in 1977 was not that great. If you think about it. They weren't ubiquitous yet,
Yeah.
you know. They actually cost money, you know. And they weren't.
Well, and he probably had little use for one.
Well, that's
But
right.
probably what he had a lot of was shop pencils.
Well, that's. I'm sure that he signed it with
Something
Something
that he used to
that
draft it or something else with.
something that he had in his pocket protector,
Yeah.
which I would be willing to bet he had.
Or laying on his drafting
You
table.
know,
Yeah.
because he worked in aerospace.
Yeah. Yeah, he has apparently received some awards from various organizations that support harp making, and
Okay.
who went so far as to say that he was largely responsible for the revival of the folk harp tradition in the United States.
Yeah, that's the gist of what I have, of what I've read about him.
I haven't seen any interviews online, but I'm sure somebody's interviewed him and posted something.
Let's see. Oh, right. I need to go get the. What is going to be the. See, I think those were tooling.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
To mount it to whatever
Well,
tool.
yeah, I think he used it, you know, to hold it. While he was doing some process.
Right, yeah.
Not unusual. Okay. I always think it's funny, you know, people watching. Have you ever, in your feed, seen like foreign people, like in the Middle East, maybe, or in Southeast Asia? Building things, making things. You know, often you'll see them and they'll be like this. Only they'll sit on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
or they'll be squatting or whatever, and they're actually like doing this sort of where they're actually physically handling what they're working on. You know, for some reason.
Western culture has gotten accustomed to sitting in chairs.
Well, yeah, and for some, you know, that sort of work is somehow seem to be inferior. You know, when, to be honest, I think it's closer to human than.
Well, it's ergonomic. We're designed. We are engineered around working like that. As much as we are, you know, engineered at all.
Well, you know, you can, by engineered.
Evolution has shaped
You can
us.
certainly, that's.
You know, has shaped us to take advantage of the.
There's no reason
of
you
the
can't
form that we
refer
already
to that
have,
as
yeah.
engineering, I don't think.
Yeah, that's
There's no reason you shouldn't be able to. It's just, it's the,
blind watchmaker.
it's, yeah, you know. Real, you know, good engineering, if you want my opinion on that, is what solves the need, you know, whatever meets the requirement
With the available resources.
with the available resources, you know, doesn't you know, require something beyond. Okay, this is.
What's it going at an angle?
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. It's the. It's just the resistance I was feeling is making me wonder if I've got the right bolt, if I've got some.
There might be a different one for just
Well,
for that hole.
there's only one other bolt that is comparable in length, and it's that one. Yeah, I may have these reversed. I just don't want, you know.
To cut in new wood.
That doesn't bother me.
It cuts so far up into
I
it.
don't want it to sprout
Yeah.
from a surface somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what I, you know. It'd certainly be. I think that's what I did. Yeah, the construction is pretty straightforward. Very simple. You know, the design, what's behind it is all the, you know. But, oh yeah, okay, that's it. That's satisfying because it went right in there. That's interesting. Already, you see, you can already feel the torque. And there we are. Okay. See, because in order for the strings to be presented to the straight line going down the middle of that of the board, this has to be offset.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not offset.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's kind of like
You're,
it's almost an Escher thing.
yeah,
It's-
well, you have half the thickness of this basically shows up in a bend.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't, and you hide it in the curve.
uh-huh.
Okay, this hides it. Now he did this. He did make this. This is another piece, laminated onto these two pieces.
Right.
Okay. This does several things. This works in tension, so it makes the fact that this is curved less dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It actually acts like a,
Counter tension to it.
well, it takes the tension.
Uh-huh.
The grain is oriented correctly for taking it in tension there. The grain in the rest of it is correct for taking compression. So let's see, this is the actual, this basically acts as a node running down the middle of the, this is the soundboard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is two pieces, probably the same piece of wood that he split, cut down the middle. And it's graduated in thickness all the way to the top. So you got to put the thing under tension just to put it together before it has any string tension on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we go.
Does that tension counter the string tension?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's ideally, yes.
I remember before you said that the bass didn't really serve a structural function, but it almost seems like it should.
Well, it kind of does here. It
holds that
It keeps these. It will help keep these two things from
aligned.
moving in relationship to each other. Make sure that I put the long one in here. This is the. There I'm trying to remember what the type of wood.
Yeah, it just went right in there.
Because I was, it really does have the, sort of the grain character of walnut, but
Mm-hmm.
it's